Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. I've had the privilege recently of reviewing quite a few things from the Finnish brand Rukka. Arguably none more impressive than the jacket next to me here, which is one of their top tier or more flagship items. This is the Hybrid-R. There are trousers by the same name. And quite honestly, every feature within their arsenal they have thrown at this jacket and trouser combination. They are incredibly versatile, tough and hard wearing. They're actually quite flexible for the type of jacket or trousers that they are, and extremely weatherproof. Adding to that versatility, the jacket also comes with a removable thermal liner, which is very comfortable and actually quite stylish in its own right. The jacket has a CE AA certification, and it actually comes complete with 6-piece D3O armour, which includes chest armour, and the rest of the armour is actually level 2. As you might have guessed, therefore, it is at the higher end of Rukka's price range, but I think it really does justify it, considering all of the features we'll explain in this video. The jacket is around £1,500, the trousers around £1,100, both of which available in black. Now, I'm sure you're already familiar with the brand Rukka, and as was I, but I've never actually owned anything of theirs in the past. I've always kind of put them on a bit of a pedestal, though, as far as functional gear goes. And really, if you are riding year-round in all kinds of weather conditions, it is arguably the brand to go for, or at least definitely one of the brands it should be in contention. And I base that a lot on the types of people that actually use them, of which you might be one. So police riders, for example, first responders who ride motorcycles, people who do deliveries, dispatch riders, that sort of thing. People who are on the bike constantly in all kinds of weather conditions, because they prioritize versatility, flexibility, the features of them, and reliability. And the reputation of Rukka is, to put it mildly, very good. They still come with a minimum guarantee of 5 years. And they make sure they pair themselves with other companies that likewise have a great reputation, like Gore-Tex or D3O. So let's start with the outer materials. This uses a Gore-Tex Pro 3-layer laminate outer shell. Laminate is what you really want to go for if you are serious about your waterproofing. It's also slightly more comfortable in certain ways, in as much as they bond that waterproof membrane to the outer shell, meaning they don't feel separate. And also the water won't be able to wet out the outer fabric, it will bead up and roll off. All of this is preferable when it comes to waterproofing. But unlike with some of their other jackets, they use a 2-layer laminate, where arguably that material could be a little bit less stiff. This one actually gets around that problem with more flexible sections on your chest and under your arms to make sure it's more flexible in that area, the areas that are less exposed. And in the areas that are more exposed, such as your elbows and your shoulders, you will notice a thicker section of reinforced cordura. You will also notice flexible pleats around your shoulders, this ribbed section, to make sure you've got the room to move as you reach for the bars. And it also has a very comfortable neoprene collar as well, and quite a high neckline. So it'll do a great job of blocking out the cold and wet elements. Therefore, this jacket is more tailored to colder weather riding. It has some ventilation in there, some climate control, but realistically, you'd want to wear this on a day where you're trying to keep warm. For storage on the outside, you will notice 2 water-resistant pockets around your waist. You have more storage on the inside, which I'll cover in a moment. It has a decent amount of adjustability also. So at your biceps, you have 3 layers of adjustability with the snaps there. You have Velcro around your waist and Velcro around your wrists. Very easy to pair this with gloves if you want to. You have a zip on the outside there, so you can unzip that and tuck that over the top of your gloves if you prefer to wear them in that way. And you also have this very flexible, comfortable fabric as well, just to make sure you are trapping out the cold air. And then one more area for adjustability. You have a zip at your ribs that you can open from the top or from the bottom, which also doubles up as a vent. So you have a lot of ventilation across this, actually quite a good amount of ventilation. And the fact that it is a laminate liner will mean that comes straight through to you instead of having to go through a drop liner, for example, before it actually gets to your body. So you have vents across your shoulders there at the top. You have vents across your ribs, as I mentioned, and exit vents around the reverse, as well as 2 vents around your biceps. Opening our jacket up, the first thing you will notice next to the internal storage is the chest armor. So that is D3O level 1 chest armor included. And you also have armor at your elbows and your shoulders and your back, all from D3O again and level 2. And it is seriously substantial. Obviously it's level 2, so that's always good to have anyway, but it's the coverage that impresses me the most. This was helped develop between Rukka and D3O. It was a bit of a partnership to make sure it has a serious amount of coverage, I think most noticeably for me in the shoulders. I think it really is one of Rukka's USPs. Another logo you'll notice on the outside is the Outlast logo, referring to the fixed thermal liner on the inside of this to help keep you warm. But if that's not enough to keep you toasty, it comes with a removable, completely separate thermal liner as well. So it comes as part of the package. It doesn't fasten to the jacket. It is a jacket in its own right. And I think it's quite tailored, quite nicely fitted. And one of the things that really stood out to me is the choice of materials. So they've gone with a thicker section, obviously around the trunk of your body to make sure you're warm in that area, but it is a little bit thinner in your arms and more flexible, so it slides into this jacket seamlessly. Then we come on to the Hybrid-R trousers, which, as I say, have a CE AA certification. A lot of the same features, a lot of the same materials as you'll find with the jackets. They have the same waterproofing, the same Outlast liner fixed to them. They've got pockets, they have vents for breathability's sake. They have more flexible fabric in between your legs, so it's got a bit more stretch in that area. They have reinforcement around your bum where it needs to be a little bit tougher. And they have their air cushion as well for climate regulation, just for a little bit more comfort around your bum once again. And they come complete with level 2 D3O armor, as I mentioned previously. With the knee armor though, you can see how substantial the coverage is once again, so it comes down your shin even on these. They have a connection zipper if you need to attach it to the jacket. They also come with removable braces if you need those instead. And lastly, when it comes to sizing, broadly speaking, I would say Rukka is accurate to their size guide, which of course you can check on our website if you need it. The jacket on the mannequin here is a European size 48, which according to their size guide is a size small or 38-inch chest. Having tried it on myself, I can confirm that, especially considering it depends whether you want to include all the armor. Obviously it comes with it, so you just want to leave the appropriate amount of room on the inside if you were going to stick all of the armor in, like the chest armor, for example, or if you want the room for the thermal liner, things like that. Just take that into account. But like I say, you can check the size guide on our website if you need it. You can find links to everything I've mentioned in the description, and I'll see you soon.